Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Shantu Shrestha of table tennis makes history, becomes the only third Nepali athlete and the first Nepali paddler to qualify for the Summer Olympics. Cricketer Sandeep Lamichhane, previously found guilty for rape, given clean chit. Patan High Court overturns Kathmandu District Court's verdict, can lifts his suspension. CPM Chair Oli directs the party's lawmakers to raise their voices against House obstructions, says ruling parties had to react if Nepali Congress tries to obstruct the House session. And programs under the office of the President and Prime Minister failed to produce desired results. The Prime Minister's Independent Daughter program likely to be limited to promises. Shantu Shrestha has become the only third Nepali athlete and the first Nepali paddler to qualify for the Summer Olympics through qualification. In the All-Nepal final of the men's category of the South Asia Regional Olympic qualification, Shantu defeated Samyam in 7 sets to secure his spot at the Paris Olympics. In the match played at the Kharod Hall in Lainchor, Shantu won the competitive final 11-7, 8-11, 11-7, 11-6, 8-11, 8-11 and 11-9 and became the only third Nepali athlete to secure their spot in the Summer Olympics. This is also the first time that a Nepali paddler will compete at the Olympics. Prior to this, Sangeena Vaidya of Taekwondo and Deepak Vista, also of Taekwondo, had represented Nepal at the Olympics. Meanwhile, Palesha Govardhan had qualified for Taekwondo event of Paralympics. This year's Summer Olympics is slated between July 26th and August 11th in Paris. High Court Patan has overturned the verdict by Kathmandu District Court and given clean chit to cricketer Sandeep Lamichhane. The joint bench of judges Sudarshan Dev Bhatta and Anju Upreti Dhakal handed the verdict earlier today. The High Court ascertained that evidences were inadequate to convict Lamichhane in rape case. The victim, known as Gaushala 26, had said Lamichhane had raped her on 21st of August 2022 at a hotel in the capital's Tilganga. On 8th of September, the Kathmandu District Court had allowed Nepal police to arrest Lamichhane, who during that time was abroad. He was arrested on 6th of October upon arrival from the Tribhuvan International Airport. The case at the District Court was filed on 31st of October. Lamichhane was sent to judicial custody as his case was under consideration. However, High Court Patan had granted him bail on 4th of January 2023. He then participated in international tournaments from the national team. The case had been under consideration for 14 months and the verdict was handed on 29th of December 2023. Judge Sishir Raj Dhakal's bench had slapped Lamichhane 8 years of imprisonment and 500,000 rupees in fine. However, the district court had ascertained that the victim was not a minor when the rape took place. Lamichhane was convicted for taking advantage of poor economic condition of the victim and abusing her sexually. The court had also determined 200,000 rupees of extra fine for mental trauma that the victim had experienced from the incident. Lamichhane then appealed at the High Court Patan against Kathmandu District Court's decision on 23rd of February this year. The Office of the Government Attorney had also reached High Court against the District Court's decision, claiming that the victim had been a minor during the incident. The Government Attorney's Office had stated the jail term handed by District Court was insufficient as the victim's citizenship and education certificate, among others, clearly proved she was a minor when she was raped. Meanwhile, Cricket Association of Nepal has lifted the suspension imposed on Lamichhane. Now, senior leaders of 3 ruling parties held discussions on clearing obstructions at the Parliament today as well. Prime Minister and CPN Maoist Centre Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal, CPN UML Chair KP Sharma Oli and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs, Rashtriya Swatantra Party Chair Ravi Lamichhane held talks for around 2 hours at Singhadarbar today. However, the meeting did not reach a consensus on formulation of a parliamentary probe committee. Despite Prime Minister Dahal being in favour of forming the committee through an alternative route, Oli and Lamichhane remained firm in their stance on not forming the committee. Speaking with journalists after the meeting, Home Minister Lamichhane reiterated his demand of an opportunity to address the Parliament. Prior to this, Speaker of the House of Representatives Devraj Ghimire had met with Prime Minister Dahal to hold talks on clearing obstructions at the House. Main opposition Nepali Congress has remained firm in its demand for the formation of a parliamentary probe committee to investigate the alleged involvement of Home Minister Lammichhane in the fraud related to cooperatives. Nepali Congress has warned that it will continue to obstruct the parliament meetings until its demand is met. Next meeting of the House of Representatives is slated for tomorrow. CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli has directed the party's lawmakers to raise their voices against the obstructions at the parliament meetings. At today's meeting of CPN-UML Parliamentary Party, held at the Parliament building in New Baneshwar, Oli said the parliament meeting would operate in a regular manner tomorrow and said that the ruling parties had to react if main opposition Nepali Congress tried to obstruct the meeting. Oli also expressed his dissatisfaction with the Supreme Court verdict on the Giribandhu Tea Estates land case. He alleged Nepali Congress of policy corruption on the land of the tea estate and alleged the party of selling the land by receiving commission. Alleging the erstwhile government led by Nepali Congress of selling 19 bighas and 51 bighas of land of the tea estate by receiving commission, Oli also demanded investigation into the matter. In quite a sharp contrast, Nepali Congress has been alleging Oli of policy corruption in the land case of tea estate when he was leading the government. UML Chair Oli also reiterated his stance that probe committee would not be formed to investigate Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs Ravi Lammichhane. He also warned Nepali Congress not to make allegations against CPN-UML. Oli also claimed that UML knew the history of wrongdoings of most members of Nepali Congress. Party General Secretary Shankar Pokhrel and former Finance Minister Yuvraj Khatiwara, who are not the parliamentarians, were also invited to UML's Parliamentary Party meeting. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked you, why has the issue of investigation on cooperatives fraud become complicated? 43% voted for option A due to self-interest, 46% for B, fear of leaders being dragged into the controversy, and 11% for C, failure to understand the victim's plight. And here's today's question. What do you term the Prime Minister and the chairperson of CPN-UML publicly expressing concerns on the verdict of the Supreme Court? Your options are A, contempt of court, B, fear of being dragged into the case, and C, political comment. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. We'll take a short break here. More news coming up. Welcome back. During monarchy, development projects were operated under the names of then members of the royal family. After the implementation of federalism in the country, such programs are operated under the titles of the President and Prime Minister. In addition to ensuring development and increasing awareness, these programs also aim to enhance the prestige of the President. However, questions have begun surfacing as these programs are not implemented in an efficient and transparent manner. The President Educational Reform Program had aimed to operate academic programs focused on development, information technology and technical aspects. The Ministry of Education had been supporting the program for almost 6 years. However, with the selection of programs on the basis of interests of ministers, lawmakers of ruling parties and politicians with access to power, the program failed to produce expected results. After increase in grievances regarding lack of transparency and irregularities, the Ministry of Education stopped the President Educational Reform Program from this year. Arguments are being made in favor and against of the program. Another important and ambitious program linked to the President is the President's Chude Tarai Madhesh Conservation Program. With the belief that Tarai could be protected only by ensuring the protection of the Chude region, the program was initiated and is operated by the President Chude Tarai Madhesh Conservation Development Committee. However, the impact of the project has yet to be seen. The program formulated 7 years ago had aimed to spend 249 billion rupees in the period of 20 years. However, just a little over 12% has been spent so far. At the current pace, only about 30% of the target expenditure will be made in the remaining 13 years. The program has not been able to operate in an efficient manner because of clashes between the members and chairpersons of the committee. Another such initiative is the President's Women Uplifting Program. Projects related to rescue and protection, financial empowerment and social transformation are in operation under the program. Among them, rescue and protection has shown some positive results. A total of 136 women in their pregnancies were rescued this year through the program, which is in full operation in 18 districts and partial operation in 29 districts of mountainous and hilly districts. Since its implementation, the program has rescued 688 women. Despite the air rescue being effective, other projects under the program have been limited to formalities. The government rush in announcing such programs and the subsequent indifference in ensuring their effective implementation has not just left the program stranded, but has also damaged the prestige of the president. Discussions have intensified on the Prime Minister's Independent Daughter Program, which was introduced with the objective of ensuring financial independence of women. Programs were previously introduced under several headings for empowering women. However, despite separate budgets, allocations in fact, those programs had failed to make expected contributions for financial and social uplifting of women. At the meeting of the House of Representatives, as the President announced the Prime Minister's Independent Daughter Program introduced to empower women financially, there were laughters. The humor was linked with recent news stories regarding Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's daughter's access to political positions. Prime Minister Dahal himself had laughed the announcement of with other parliamentarians. Such programs announced in the past to uplift women had met sour fate because of their failure in producing expected results, and some were completely shut as well. This time, the Independent Daughter Program was included in the government's policies and programs upon recommendation of the Ministry of Women, Children and Senior Citizens. This program aims to ensure financial independence of women. As per the program, 10 to 20 women will be provided with training opportunities in each ward with a capital of up to 200,000 rupees to integrate them to revenue-generating professions. According to the government modality, a woman can benefit from the program for up to 3 years and then hand over the program to the ward after her initiative starts generating profit. The ministry has made preparations to expand the program to all wards of the country within the next 5 years. Of the total investment required for the program, the federal government is to provide 50% funding, with 36% from the local levels and 14% from the province governments. Rights activists have said that the program should be operated on the basis of need and not access to power. Several women-focused programs introduced to gain popularity have been organized by all three tiers of the government. The Save Daughters, Educate Daughters program introduced by Lal Babu Raut-led government in Madhesh was drawn into controversies because of irregularities. In our Public Voice segment, today we've asked what should be done to ensure the efficient implementation of programs introduced by all three tiers of the government for women empowerment. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रम गर्दै महिला सशक्तिकरण गर्न चाहिँ सकिन्छ।
महिलाहरूलाई सचेतना कार्यक्रम अगाडि सार्नुपर्छ।
महिलाले नि यो सशक्तिकरणलाई अगाडि बढाउनुपर्छ।
महिलाहरूलाई रोजगार तालिमहरू दिलाउने,
जीवन स्तर कुन तरिकाले उचाल्न सक्यो त्यो बनाउनु पर्यो नि त सरकारले।
महिला सशक्तिकरण भएन भने देशको विकास सम्भव छैन।
स्थानीय तह अनि स्थानीय सरकार त्यहीबाट सुरुवात गर्दा राम्रो होला।
नीति तथा कार्यक्रम धेरै ल्याएको हामीले हेरे, तर यसलाई सम्बन्धित निकायले चाहिँ कार्यान्वयन गर्नलाई चाहिँ पहल गर्नुपर्छ।
तीनटै तहको व्यक्तिहरूले गरे भने यो सफल हुन्छ।
पहिलो त परोपकारी भयो कि भएन भनेर अनुगमन गर्नु पर्यो।
Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico is in hospital after being shot a number of times in what officials are calling an assassination attempt. He is now in a life-threatening condition, according to an update on his official social media account. Slovakia's president-elect Peter Pellegrini has said he is horrified by the attack, echoing many other European leaders. His alleged assailant has been detained by the police. Local reports say he was hit in the stomach, arm and leg. Fico was wounded as he was leaving a government meeting in the central town of Handlova.
Sports news.
Ivana Thapa has crashed out from the semi-final round of the women's category of South Asia Regional Olympic qualification. In the semi-final match played at the covered hall in Lanchor, Ivana suffered a 4-1 defeat to Bimandi Bandara of Sri Lanka. She was comprehensively beaten 11-5 and 11-2 in the first 2 sets. Despite fighting back to secure an 11-6 win in the third set, Ivana could not continue the momentum as she then lost the following 2 sets 11-3 and 11-8. Prior to this, Ivana had also lost a group stage match. She had entered the knockout round after securing 2 wins following the defeat. Ivana had made it to the semi-finals after receiving a bye in the quarter-final round. With the exit of Ivana, the chances of Nepali women paddler securing a spot at the Olympics have ended. Prior to this, Navita Shrestha had crashed out from the quarter-final round of the tournament. Athletes and enthusiasts can register their names for the Kantipur Half Marathon 2024 by tomorrow. The half marathon is slated for this Saturday, 18th of May. The marathon will start at 7 a.m. sharp. Participants at the Kantipur Half Marathon runners will cover a total of 21.1 kilometers, half the distance of a marathon. The college run will cover a total of 7 kilometers. The corporate and media run will trace a distance of 5 kilometers, while the wheelchair race will cover 3 kilometers. Winners in the men's and women's category of the half marathon will receive 100,000 rupees in cash prize. Winners of the wheelchair race will receive 30,000 rupees, while winners of the corporate run and college run will receive several prizes and gift hampers. Around 3,000 are expected to participate in this year's edition of Kantipur Half Marathon. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.